So yeah.
Yeah, she looks comfortable.
She does,
Ruth's in her element here. I wish Kelly Wolf had been healthy. I would have loved to see Kelly race in this field. I don't know. Who knows? You can never.
No.
You can't win a race you didn't run, but it would have been really cool to see this kind of whole field come together.
Yes.
Yeah, we saw Kelly last night, and I can tell you that Kelly wishes she was here too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there she is, the winner, the first finisher in the women's race.
So yeah, sub 6 hours,
Ruth
like
Croft.
5 hours 55. Just wait for the official time on that. But yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes.
And that is the race director, Catherine Poletti, is giving her a hug.
Yeah, I got to meet her briefly before the start of TDS.
Okay, good.
Yesterday morning, she was hanging out as we tried to weasel our way into the front pen.
So yeah, 5:53.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
they handed
that's
her
a
her
great time.
vest. They made me go find my vest. That's so nice of them.
Well,
what a relief to be in there, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's one of those things where you're just kind of so happy to be done.
Fabrice.
so Ellie should be down here in the next few minutes, and I think the camera guys will be on the outskirts of Chamonix again to pick up second place.
Yeah, we're here for the women's race now.
Yeah.
And then,
Great to have you with us.
Yeah, Lucy Jamsin from France has moved up to third place. Yeah, so you've got to, Corinne, one of the things is you've got to pick your races in terms of whether you want to finish with a crowd or not. And obviously I guess
I learned my lesson.
No, yeah, but if the TDS has started on time, then you were probably been in last night.
Yeah, it would have been
at 11.
11 p.m. was kind of my time goal.
And then what was interesting about 11 o'clock last night, because the crowd are all banging the banners to make some noise, they said, right, guys, it's 11 o'clock now, so we'd ask you for gentle applause, but stop banging there because there's people trying to sleep.
I know. I had a couple. I've got a couple of friends, and I coach, so I had a couple of athletes that rolled into town for UTMB, and I was like, I'm going to yell really loud when I finish to wake you up.
Well, there was a big fall off of spectators between 11 and 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. So I gave the suggestion to Catherine a few years ago is that we should employ a group of overnight cheerleaders to just make all those runners that come in at 3, 4 in the morning, kind of other than the street cleaner, to kind of cheer them in. But there you go. There's our two winners from New Zealand and from China.
First finishers in the OCC. That's going to be in the highlight reel.
Yeah. So Corinne, it's our first ever Chinese winner in UTMB, and then last night we had our first ever Polish winner. So we're just waiting now. So UTMB, could we have our first ever American male winner?
Yeah,
so that's kind of
male is the important part.
Oh yes,
there.
no. We've seen a lot of. That's the key thing. It's kind of the holy grail for the US male athletes. So, this is something that we're going to be watching over the next few days to see what goes down. But
it's going to be an exciting race. There's some obvious favorites, and then there's kind of some sleepers and some really consistent runners.
Yes.
And I'm so excited to see it all play out this weekend.
So are you going to be crewing or out on the course? What's your plan?
I'm going to be doing some crewing and spectating for CCC in the first part of UTMB.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to sleep, hopefully. And then I'm doing coverage for I Run Far.
Ah, brilliant.
Yeah. So I'll be out on course, texting away, trying to get updates in as the runners come by.
Brilliant. Well, we'll definitely, we definitely follow the whole I Run Far team here because it's also good insights for us, I think, about what's going on at the course.
Yeah, we like to see that. We follow their Twitter feed, and if it gets pushed out to that, we will see it.
Yeah, sweet. Well, that's the goal.
Yeah, and then at the same time...
here's Ellie.
Yeah, there's Ellie coming in now.
Give us some splits here and there, because that's the hardest thing for us to really see. And it was most useful last night. We were following the men's race by using the live trail features of the GPS trackers.
Yeah, and sometimes I think that key information is actually knowing how long people are staying in aid stations. There's a lot of movement in aid stations. Does someone blow through? Does someone hang out for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 30 minutes? And that can shake up a race, especially in that top 10 group. super easily.
Yeah. No, I mean, the footage we get now, you get a great insight as to the runners in just looking at their body language. What are they eating or what are they not eating? And how are they in terms of, are they still standing up in the aid stations? We were watching that yesterday in Leconte. Who are the ones who are sat? And you can, And Dylan had a section where they got slightly lost on the descent to Col de Joly. So it's all speculation, but obviously just a minor thing like that starts to kind of play. So, So So the way the UTMB now is able to deliver so much content is quite exceptional. And so it means everyone around the world gets to see so much more than they would do.
Yeah, I think the coverage is spectacular. I think it's huge for the sport.
Yeah.
We're kind of behind as opposed to some other sports, but I think with the gaining popularity, I think this is a really, it's a treat for people to be able to follow the races to this degree.
It's pretty fun compared to the Western States 100, which is a 300 or 400 person race.
Yeah, a little bit smaller.
In the wilderness of the United States, starting in a ski area and going into these wildlands and finishing in a city. But it's nothing like what you've experienced here.
Racing in Europe's just, I've raced a few times in Europe now, and it's so different. The crowds are different. Oftentimes we finish downtown somewhere, and it's a spectacular experience. I was impressed that I've gotten pushed around so much in European races. The fields are bigger. There's always more men than women in these races, but I feel like I've always gotten kind of shoved, and it's a whole different world than racing in the U.S. And I was blown away by how nice the field was yesterday. At Sears and all, I got pushed into a signpost by another racer, and so it was really
male or a female racer?
By a male racer.
Oh, okay. Oh.
So I was really, really
wow, that's weird. Yeah. What do you put that down to?
I think I picked a better line than him, and he wanted he wanted my space. And that race is intense. We were on pavement and we were turning onto a trail, and it was really tight quarters.
Yeah.
And I was blown away by how we were on single track. We were on these those climbs are really narrow, and everyone was just so courteous. Kind of getting around a slower runner. Yeah. Everyone was very respectful. It was. For having language barriers kind of across the board between racers, I was just blown away by how how supportive and how wonderful everyone out on course was yesterday.
Terrific. That's all great news.
Ellie's about to finish. Yeah.
This is Ellie, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So Depa's happy now. So we got a Spanish second place.
Ellie Gordon Rodriguez, second place women's finisher.
So we're just going to wait and cheer the third runner in. And then, Randy, you know what? That means we get some lunch.
We do.
So, yeah.
But, this has just been a terrific time. And thank you for staying here with us.
Yeah,
and
not
a
problem.
Yeah,
I feel like
you're welcome.
Thanks, Corinne. It's good to kind of meet you.
Kind
of like incredibly well articulated.
Yeah, I'll help you guys cheer in our third place.
Yeah, please do.
Finishers.
Yeah,
oh no, we do. It's absolutely mandatory. So yes.
Well, I feel like Ellie's got a world championship win to her name.
Ah, yes. There we go.
Okay, there we
She
have
made it.
the
So
image.
there is
The third place finisher.
Well done, Monica and Lucy.
Monica Vivas Villa.
And close behind is Lucy Jansen from France.
Wow.
Now arriving is Lucy
There she is,
Jansen.
the lady in black.
Lady in black.
Yeah. And I know we're on the English-speaking channel, so the Kiwi athlete Nancy Jiang is due in about 5 minutes as well. So there's quite a lot of female athletes on their descent now from La Flagère to the finish.
So, a great descender, Monica Vivas Villa, caught Lucy Jansen and passed her, and then finished in third place.
see.
Cool. So we're going to leave you now in the capable hands of the crew at the start-finish line. So you'll get all of the information you get, both in French, Spanish, and in English. And as we cheer in the runners for the rest of this afternoon, I'm not sure if we're sharing coverage from the press conference. Do you know if we are, Andy?
I'm sure that it's going to move to the press conference at 4 p.m., so stay tuned for finish line activity and press coverage in 1 hour.
So tomorrow morning we have the CCC going live at 9 a.m. from Courmayeur, and then it is the big one, 6 p.m. tomorrow night in Chamonix.
We'll be here at the start of the CCC. Expect us here about 15 minutes beforehand for the warm-up, and stay tuned. So thank you for listening, and we'll be back tomorrow. Thank you, Keith.
Bye. See you later, Andy.
L'invitation aussi à